Sustainability itself means to be able to go forward and keep progressing. And change is always constant. And if a city doesn't move forward in a sustainable way, it'll boom and bust, or it'll just slowly wither away.
The Broomfield Sustainable Task Force is meeting. We are also going to be meeting in our subgroups, which deal with specific areas that each one of us has a particular interest in. The natural resources subgroup deals with the natural resources within Broomfield: air, water, land, wildlife. We're interested in looking at these resources and determining how we can actually accommodate growth within Broomfield over the next several years, and at the same time preserve the integrity of the resources that we have within the community. The people that are in the natural resources subgroup are professionals and very dedicated citizens within Broomfield who have a passion for this particular area. They're very interested in preserving the natural resources that we have in the community and assuring that they are available into the future.
We have 5 key focus areas for the sustainability plan. They're supposed to be focusing on their mini vision, which is the ideal future for their particular area. For instance, like on transportation, if we are a sustainable Broomfield, how would we know it in the field of transportation? And then once they have their vision and their good idea of their current situation, then they could start to look at the gaps. What do we need to focus on to move from our current situation to where we desire to be?
What we do to our air and water and land doesn't just stop at the borders of Broomfield. It affects surrounding communities and beyond. And I think there should be something on, we're not just trying to do this for Broomfield's sake, but for the larger community around us.
It's important for us to remember that we are not the dog, we're the tail. I mean, we need to have something to communicate.
How do you take that into reality where you do have bypassing? And I think Broomfield's made a lot of progress, and I think there's lack of awareness of what we're doing. I mean, because every time council or anybody does a street, we do put bike lanes and stuff and try to make it safer.
I am the guide, as we call it, of the transportation subgroup for the Broomfield Sustainability Committee. Each of us had our own unique reasons why. Some of us like to ride bicycles a lot. Others have issues with congestion with transportation. Sidewalks being wide enough was a large issue. But every single one of us, or 6 of us on the committee, had some unique reason that they wanted to be on this committee.
Said when you mandate, people will rebel and go. And so if you give it as a suggestion, majority of times people will comply if they see the value in what you're doing.
Energy Subcommittee to look in specifically into how we would bring into our comprehensive plan, update the environmental section and cover energy. Everybody has such diverse views, and everybody's very respectful, and we learn from each other. So this is really an opportunity for us all to learn.
You know, try to stand within your scope, but don't be limited by cost. So you don't feel like we will keep looking for ways to integrate LED technology.
Adaptation. Usually that's referencing adaptation to climate change.
A news presentation was about specific strategies and their effectiveness, and the situations that any one of these groups are facing are multifaceted, and so as a result, any strategy or goals or policies that they come up with have to be multifaceted as well.
Examples would be the ski industry in Colorado, saying how would we adapt to changes in snowpack. You know, we know that we can try to reduce greenhouse gases, but it may be tough. So how do we look forward?
The challenge that they have and the opportunity that these groups have is really to look at their areas in a very creative way, to look at what needs to be in place in order to ensure their effectiveness.
If Broomfield wants to be at the epicenter of green, Broomfield has to start thinking globally about the impacts of decisions that are made in Broomfield.
Let's go ahead and talk about our agenda. It's good to see you guys after a 2 months. Yeah, the last meeting we had was in August. It's our first report out, so this is really exciting. It's our opportunity to hear of the work to date. have everybody give feedback and encouragement and support. These are the things that you have been doing since August when we broke into our groups, reviewing the work to date, developing a mini vision, and then assessing the current situation. Renewable energy will kick us off, and it'll be 10 minutes of presentation, 10 minutes of feedback.
Tonight's presentations, I was pleasantly surprised at the progress that the 5 groups have made over the last 6 to 8 weeks. They have been meeting on their own, researching information, gathering information, formulating their visions, and formulating their goals, and even some of the groups have gone as far as developing policy statements and action steps.
In reviewing the current comp plan energy sections, we found that Broomfield has already taken massive steps toward becoming a sustainable city. And one of our proposed actions, though, in our findings, includes consolidating energy policy into a single section and then providing more details and energy-specific actions in the steps we felt would be beneficial. We'd like to participate in regional partnerships to be included in energy-related policy and legislation.
Our vision is that Broomfield advances sustainability by educating and engaging our community, and I think one of our key findings is that we need to talk to someone from the school districts and find out exactly what they're doing about sustainability right now. Who are our captive audiences and what are their habits? We believe that we need a logo for sustainability, so when people in town see it, they automatically think sustainability.
We defined our efforts as basically 360 degrees of sustainability. Create an opportunity to nurture that potential new businesses, as well as engage businesses that are already in existence. Engaging grant opportunities, engaging other businesses as co-ops.
Developers should be encouraged to consider mixed use, TOD, which is transit-oriented development, and the new urbanism type developments, since by their nature they have higher densities and thus fewer trips in automobiles. Broomfield shall take a leadership role in developing mass transit both within and outside of Broomfield. Our rationale here is to increase the use of mass transit, and again, thus they're decreasing our reliance on fossil fuels. Our second rationale, again, this is kind of a repeat of the first one. Get cars off the streets, thus reducing congestion. And third, further make Broomfield a leader in sustainable practices.
Broomfield is growing, it's moving into the future. So we started first by looking at natural resources and saying that we wanted to sustain them for current and future generations. And lo and behold, we found that that was already a goal, and we've identified it on the slide as goal, environmental stewardship goal B. We've looked at and said we need to develop an action plan, not just to have an issues and policies, but an action plan for conserving and protecting these natural resources.
Broomfield has had a lot of committees. This one I think is one of the most important they've ever had, because what it's doing is taking a comprehensive look at the city and how it can thrive in good times and bad times, economically, socially, and environmentally.
Not everybody agrees, but what we do agree on is that our interests are with regard to the best interest of Broomfield and assuring that we develop a plan that allows us to move forward in a sustainable manner with growth within Broomfield.
I'm really pleased to have so many caring, knowledgeable people engaged in this process. I think the sustainability plan that they develop will be a great benefit to the city and county of Broomfield.